Hello, my name is Bob, and this is the first video of a Let's Play series. I'm on a server which is more and more becoming vanilla Minecraft, and yeah, I'm currently here, as you can see, in an icy, snowy biome where my current projects are, and I want to build a bit more here. And yeah, as you can see, I built already a cozy house in the background. Still needs a lot of interior, and the next step, what I want to do is build a passive mob farm, just when we spend more time here, that also in the background a little bit of resources are gathered. So back after some time, digged out a big hole, and plan is to create a mob farm here in the middle, just a passive normal mob farm. And yeah, I also placed out all blocks that feel a bit cold or have some bluish color, as you can see here, to make this room a little bit more cold looking. I think it's not finalized yet. This needs more variety. It looks a bit plain and simple. And I started to make these platforms here. Simple. Also wanted to try to use this kind of stone. I don't like it too much, I must say, although it's, I think, better than in the past. But yeah, let me know what you think. So these platforms work that so eventually the torches going to disappear, and then we'll have a clock running, and this will then dispense water here, and the mobs will fall down. And below this is an observer, which basically triggers then the dispenser. We can have a look into one of the other levels here. You see this will trigger water, which then when the mobs are spawned, push them to the sides and they will fall down. And also this water block which is placed will trigger the observer, which is then placing the water of the next level. As you can see, I've placed some trapdoors. It looks a bit funny. If you have any idea on how to improve that when it comes to looks, then let me know. The idea is that also once the water is on the top platform, it will go down here on the sides, and then from the sides flow also from here into the center. The idea is not to have it permanently water here, because then also we can make it so that also mobs can spawn here, and maybe it improves a little bit the efficiency of the farm. So yeah, after the mobs are spawned, then we will set a clock here, which is basically the trigger. This will trigger the water. As you see, all the torches go off. It's a bit hard to see probably. The water will come down here as well on the sides, and will push everything to the middle, and the mobs will then fall down here. And we're not gonna kill them yet, because the plan is also to do a mob sorter first, so that we are able to do some stuff with sorted mobs before we eventually, of course, kill them. So that's it for now. Yeah, then the next steps here are to build a basic clock, so that the water is dispensed every now and then. And then the next step here is also to start with the mob sorting system. So, next step here, I built a basic clock, ISO hopper clock, so two hoppers pointing into each other, and two sticky pistons here on the side, and about 50 items in one hopper. And here is the trapdoor, which is basically signaling upwards for the water to flow and not to flow. So now every 20 seconds the water stops for 20 seconds, and then it flows again for 20 seconds. I hope this is enough time for mobs to spawn. I will now remove all this here, and I will go down and wait a little bit to see if everything works out. So it's like now 30 seconds, 1 minute, and the first mobs are actually here already, although all the caves are not lit up at all around in this area, so it's already a very good starting point. So next step would be then to sort the mobs, and then whoa, there's a lot. Wow. Okay, yeah, to sort them and then to kill them. So we are now a few days later, and the mobs from the area, from the mob farm, are now channeled down here and sorted. The smaller creepers that can actually fit under these trapdoors are going to the left, whereas the two tall mobs like the skeletons go to the right, and the zombies. And then we have here double water for the witches to go up, and the undead like the zombies and skeletons to go down. There's also a small path at the end here for baby zombies to fall into that hole. So basically yeah, the mob sorter is done, and here sometimes the skeletons, the sorting is not perfect yet, but most of the time the skeletons actually fall into this hole, fleeing from the dog, but sometimes also there's some misbehavior, but this works. Zombies should fall in here, they want to trample this egg. I felt like it's a bit simpler than putting a village actually, in a villager, because an egg is easy to plant and they want to trample it, so they will fall down here. And as you can hear right now, it's also I prepared the explosion chamber. So what happens is that creepers fall down here and they will land here on this pressure plate, and skeletons will land on this trapdoor like this, and then the skeleton will shoot actually this way because there's an iron golem here, and the door is then open when there's also a creeper here. And as you can hear, they're exploding. So yeah, so then the creeper is aggravated against the skeleton, and then they are both getting together at the moment here and then exploding. And this is by now took a lot of attempts, also sometimes something else blew up, but this is now working quite reliably actually. The mob sorting itself is not perfect, but the detonations as soon as a skeleton and a creeper are here, this works pretty good. And at the moment it's just exploding here, so at some point of time we can try to put a wood farm or a cobblestone farm or something else to make use out of these explosions. So now let's see, creeper here, that means also the skeleton are allowed to come here, and they meet each other down here. Okay, I'm now in the vision. Sometimes if I'm in the area as well, then they focus on me instead of each other. So what happens down here is just a big collection of the mobs. In the corner there are some magma blocks that kill off the mobs, and yeah, I actually want to show you something else as well. The mob sorting, I had some troubles initially with the spiders, and now I also put down some magma blocks here in the entrance, And as this is just a one wide entrance, the spiders typically will stay here, and they will normally then die soon, either from the cactus or from the magma blocks, and then the string is either picked up by zombies or falls down the water stream, and ultimately, or at least most of it, should also then end up down here. I think still some dungeons are not lit up yet, because the spawn rate is not as high as it could be, but it's very hard to find the last spots, of course. But I think this will, over time... Okay, there's an extra block which is not supposed to be there. I will have to remove that. I just want to show you something. So the mobs die, and then the loot is... Whoops. The loot comes down here at the moment. And goes around here. And this is a simple hopper which goes into a shulker box on this side, and then there's a dropper, a piston that can destroy the shulker box, and this is done with a comparator here measuring the amount of items in the shulker box, and here I subtract from that comparator like roughly 7 or 8 power. So when the shulker box is roughly half full, it's broken, and then here with a delay and a dropper here, a dispenser here, a new shulker box is placed. The shulker box then is going into this water stream and going up this bubble stream, and I can show you just what I've done here so far. So the bubble stream comes up here. You cannot see it, it's behind this workbench. Maybe you can see it from here, and there the water comes in here, and here's a hopper behind that chest, and then at the moment here I can collect the full shulker boxes here. So that's it for the basic project. I will have to advance it over time a little bit, make everything a bit, tidy everything a bit up, make it a bit more visually a bit more appealing. Also the outside here, where I can still see the perimeter of the farm, and this needs to be terraformed a bit to look more naturally, but also all the cobblestone and everything underground needs to be made nice. And of course at some point of time then the next project is to actually use the explosions for something like a wood farm, for example. Okay, that's it. Thank you, and till the next time. Bye bye.